Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, I'm the Spiffing Brit, and today, welcome to the glorious game of Planet Coaster 2. The developers have sent me an early access copy, and I have decided that today, I'm going to do something very stupid. You see, Planet Coaster 2 is a roller coaster tycoon game, where your goal is to build fantastically elaborate roller coaster theme parks with brilliant rides and thrilling adventures. However, today, we're going to be doing absolutely none of that, because I am a dastardly deceptive British individual, and that means I want to see how far I can push this game with a very silly impossible challenge. I want to see if it is possible to beat Planet Coaster 2 with only one swimming pool. So let's begin a brand new franchise theme park. Today we shall be creating the wonderful water park of Valefisk Aqua. If you translate this from Latin, it basically means false or deceptive water, which is kind of what we're doing today. After all, our guests are arriving expecting one of the greatest water parks ever conceived, and one of the highest rated theme parks in the universe, but all they're going to be met with is currently an empty field. But yes, after that, we will have a water park. There are a horde of people wanting to come into the park, like the legendary Sydney Daughtery, or Dorhat, I can't even pronounce these names. Many of them have turned up with their families, and they all have very complicated specifications. Things that they like, various thoughts and feelings they have, their kind of budgetary limitations, what their tolerances are for rides, and who's part of their group. So of course, ladies and gentlemen, we need to actually build a park for them to enjoy. Of course, in order to make that a reality, we are going to create a perfect park that will hopefully manage to trick everyone into deciding that a visit to my theme park is a smart idea. But before we get into the metagaming of this challenge, I think we should build ourselves our first pool. So yes, right here we're going to place down our huge pool. Wha-bam! There we go. It costs us $7,000 to place. It wants to be called Swimming Pool 1, but this shall actually be called Mega Pool 5000. Now, Mega Pool 5000 is a relatively basic swimming pool. It has a few ladders, a few diving boards, 2 lifeguards, and that's it. However, Mega Pool 5000 is special. Because it is quite large, this pool is worth $4.79. You see, in this game, we can charge for entry to our park, which we're not going to do. But what we can charge for is the pool pass. This is the fee that all guests must pay if they want to actually get into a swimming pool. And it is based off of a few key statistics. The main one, of course, being the size of the swimming pool. A 1x1 square of swimming pool is worth about 22 cents. But a large pool like this, well, it's worth quite a bit. But guests need more than just a swimming pool, so let's get all of these facilities set up. Firstly, our guests need a guest services building. This building allows them to actually buy tickets for the water park. Then we're going to need some changing rooms. After that, some basic toilets. We'll give them a sushi stand, a slushy shop. Then we're going to want a splash emporium, which is a shop that sells pool supplies. And then I can guess we can always get some regular old pizza. There we go. Who doesn't like pizza? Splendid. But yes, our pool is now set up nicely. Of course, because we've actually improved the pool a little bit by adding some of these nearby shops, which is adding to the overall vibe, the prestige of this pool has increased, meaning the pool pass is now worth $6.15. Very nice indeed, and with that I believe we should be able to actually open up. So we're going to open up all of our lovely little shops, and that means that our park will also now be open for business. There we go, people can now enter. Our first actual family are here. It's the Bigelow family, that's right, they're here, and they have decided to buy themselves a pool pass, which means we have actually made ourselves a little bit of money. They have in total spent $30.75 because this is a family of 5, meaning each of them needs to buy a pool pass. And of course they love the fact that the park entry is free, so because the park is free to enter, they don't mind paying $30 on a pool pass. That seems like an utter bargain. Of course, in reality that means the park entrance fee is $30, but we're just not going to question that at all. Anyway, here come a bunch of people, all of whom are happy and ready to pay for the pool pass, and because of that, we can see that our money is starting to increase in the corner, as well as the total guests in the park. We are up to 130 people have arrived for what is a barren plot of land and a singular pool called Mega Pool 5000 that can only fit 124 people. There are 250 people in the park. We might have a problem here, but that's okay. Everyone can just take turns. And look, our first few people are in the pool. They're jumping on in. Fantastic. Seymour Atkinson and Kerry Gaston all having a a lovely contented time. As we can see, their current moods are rather high because they are jumping around in an exciting swimming pool. Because I've opened up a few more of these shops, the scenery rating has gone up to 24%, which is very nice indeed. But $7.21 isn't actually good enough, and so we're going to engage in a little bit of cheesiness to increase the price of the pool. Now, of course, a larger pool will make more money, and physically expanding the pool would raise the price, but that's also going to cost us money to build. Instead, how about we buy ourselves some pool ladders? These are incredibly cheap to purchase, and we can just place them down everywhere. And so that is what I'm going to do. I simply run along the wall and place down as many pool ladders as possible. It turns out that increases the value of the pool, so we are now up to $8 worth of swimming pool here. We can, of course, take this once again even further with other kinds of extras like the $2.50 sun lounger, but I can simply hold down my auto clicker and I can place a whole bunch of them, because by placing down all these sun loungers, the pool is now worth $8.80. Of course, our theme park is just starting out, and as you can see, our park rating of 0.9 is really pathetic. The solution to this is rather simple. We should probably get some more scenery in. So I'm going to take these aloe vera plants that I've found, and can I place them inside of the pool? Yes, I can. Okay, I've put a bunch of aloe vera plants in the pool, and that has increased the price by a little bit, which is quite nice. Not by too much, though. Only by a few cents, so we're probably going to need something bigger than an aloe vera plant. Well, we could add some water lilies. I mean, that kind of fits the vibe of swimming pool. So yeah, we're going to add a metric ton of water lilies into this bad boy in order to increase the scenery. So yes, bunch of water lilies later, and the pool is now worth $9.25. Anyway, how many people are currently in the pool? 92. Yeah, we are actually running out of space for this swimming pool, so we need to expand it. So that's what we're going to do. We'll buy this section of swimming pool, and then we'll just go this way. And there we go. We've now expanded the swimming pool. We've added some floating ladders, meaning we can now fit 244 guests in the pool. The problem is the prestige of the pool has started to go down, largely because the scenery is less exciting, but that's okay because we can customize this pool further. Let's get ourselves some wave machines. We will create the most turbulent swimming pool section over here the world has ever seen. All right, there we go. So new wave machines added, and that has raised the price up a fair bit more. And look at this. Yeah, this looks incredibly safe. Yeah, this individual definitely isn't just drowning. I mean, sorry, ditch burn, but yeah, you appear to kind of be getting thrown into the wall and breaking your toes. Oh my goodness, you're definitely having a safe and happy time. Yes. Oh my goodness, yes. Yes, I found the water splash rings. Yes, I can create the most tumultuous area of the water park the world has ever seen. Well, that's massively increased the prestige, those little water effecties, and that's raised it up to 671 prestige and the pool pass value to $11. Very nice. But I think we also need to expand the pool again. I mean, there are 500 people in the park, so we should logically have a pool that can fit 500 people in it.
A few moments later.
Okay, there we go. I've now increased the size massively. We can now fit a total of 751 guests in the mega pool. We actually are going to have to get some lifeguard coverage. You might think that this is terrible, but it's completely fine. They're really cheap. It seems just like real theme parks. You don't actually have to pay your staff that much money, meaning lifeguards are a one-off $25 payment. Still, I'm not going to question it. With all of those lifeguards, I think we should actually have a safe swimming pool. Yes, look at that. Maximum pool safety. No one's going to drown here. And then I guess what comes next for our lovely little water park is going to be probably a water slide. Yes, this seems like a sensible idea. We can build a water slide right here. There is a man already occupying this lane of the water slide, but that's okay, because if we do a little test run, you hit the lifeguard, you just go straight through him. Once again proving that lifeguards aren't people and I shouldn't have to pay them salary. Right, now one exploit I have found that is pretty exciting is related to this lovely little slide here. You see, this being a multi-participant slide, the game simply rotates where people are sat and it intends to fill every spot of the ride. There are a total of 5 slides, and whilst they are all counted as one ride, they are also all counted as separate rides. This creates a very interesting situation because we can price them all separately. For example, example, the wonderful Ellis Skelton here is riding lane 1, which costs a measly 80 cents. That's incredibly affordable. However, this child over here, little Miss Fusetti, well, she's deciding to ride on lane 3, which costs $30 to ride. So yes, this small child is about to spend $30 on a ride. And there we go. Don't ask where she's got the money from, but because when she entered here, there was a chance she was going to get on an 80-cent ride, the AI decided it was a smart and wise fiscal decision. When it reaches the top, it has no say in the matter. It is simply assigned to its location. But just how high can we go? I have absolutely no idea, so I'm just going to enter in the highest number it allows me. Okay, $200. There we go. So if anyone rides this, it is $200. To make the others more appetizing, we'll make them incredibly cheap at just 30 cents each. And there we go. After our alterations, we should see even more people flock to our wonderful creation. Anyway, here we go. This small child here is riding with his family. It's the wonderful Thorpe family. Unfortunately, little Carol Thorpe has decided to sit down in the lane of bankruptcy. And there we go. They've just spent $200 on the world's worst flume. And how do they feel? Well, they think it was great. They rate their overall park experience to be 4.4. That's incredible. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have our first end of day, our first proper day making money. And as you can see, guest experience was really high at 4.49 stars. Park reputation pretty much unblemished, and a park rating of 2.1. Very good. We also averaged 0 numbers of rides. That's because we don't have any rides. We just have swimming pools. And a total profit of 83,000. Now, you might say, okay, Spiff, look, you've proved your point. 83,000 profit is really good. And I agree. That is really good. However, I noticed something. You see, when I upload my park to the internet, I'm able to compete with other creators. And that's when I noticed that on the challenge leaderboards, there is this franchise name called Simulation and Aqualand. Now this guy, whoever they are, has $500,000. And the challenge for the next 2 weeks is to have the most money in the bank possible. So if that's the case, ladies and gentlemen, I need to step up my game. And that means it's time to not only play this game with a challenge, it's time to decimate it. So as I said, my only way of making money is going to involve swimming pools, and we're going to only allow our guests access to one pool, which is this one massive mega pool right here. There will be no other reachable attractions other than this swimming pool. However, for us to make money and get more guests in the park, we need to increase our overall park rating, and to make money, we need to increase the price of the pool pass. The only way we can do that is by expanding this pool. As you can see, it's currently $16.66, and if we were to increase this pool by a size of 1, it doesn't even increase the price of the pool pass. If we increase it by a magnitude of 3, it still also doesn't even increase the price of the pool. So we need to get a bit cheesy when it comes to increasing it. You see, this lovely little medium pool 02 costs $735 to build, and so we're going to build it way on out here. And you can see that just by building it, it's increased our ticket price up to $20.99. That's pretty good. Now let's build ourselves, say, a nice little medium pool for just $1,000. Oh, well, that's raised the ticket price by a further $3. What about adding in a wave pool over here? Yep, we're up to $26 now. However, the large pool, ladies and gentlemen, well, that's raised our ticket price up to $32. Very nice indeed. Yes, these large pools are very cheap, and we've just slammed down a bunch of them into the corner. By doing so, you'll notice that our pool pass is now costing $52. You'll also notice that our individual quantity of unique attractions is up to 4 stars, and if we can get just 5 more attractions, we'll get that 5th star, which will massively boost up our park rating. We just get the build swimming pool button here and place down 5 useless tiny hexagons. There we go, wabam. These all count as individual swimming pools, which increases the price of the pool pass, and most importantly, maxes out our unique attraction score. There we go, we have 25 total attractions. Only one of them is actually accessible, and we'll also undertake another major expansion for our pool. So there we go. go. We've now increased the maximum capacity of the Mega Pool 5000 up to 1000 individuals, which is very good indeed. And of course, yes, all of our pools over here are looking very good. Now we can boost up their prestige, which will actually help not only our scenery score, but our average attraction prestige. And the best way in which to do this is not to actually spend time doing scenery. No, it's to, oh dear, has the game crashed? Oh my goodness, I think I've just crashed it. Yeah, it's not having a good time. Yeah, we're not going to open up the scenery tab again. That was dangerous. Instead, we're going to place scenery objects by hand. So let me get a bunch of aquatic rocks, hold down my auto clicker, and just dump them around so that the overall vibe is increased for all of these pools. I'll also get some of these lovely small aquatic buildings, little houses, little huts. These objects are dirt cheap to place down. However, they have very positive scenery effects. So by putting all of them down, the scenery rating and prestige of these rides is increasing, and we're up to 4.2 stars. But still, we need even more scenery rating. Let me get a massive building, like a Acropolis, very cool. Okay, and there we go. By placing down some of these, I'm hoping that, yep, we are now up to a 5-star park. There we go. We've achieved maximum scenery rating and maximum attraction prestige. This is it. This is perfection. Okay, and by slamming down some more actual ladders in and out of all of our brand new pools over here, I've increased the ticket price up to $70. So now if we go over here, you will notice that this massive flood of new guests we have entering our park have to not only queue up for all of our changing rooms, but they also have to spend $70 on a pool pass. This means that if we take a look at our profit breakdown, you can see that today alone we've made $30,000. And in the bottom left, you can just see us making thousands and thousands each minute. That's pretty good, but of course we can take this even further. Okay, so we are now quite a way into day 2. We're over halfway through. And something I've noticed is that basically the AI kind of just dies after a certain point. Mostly they just spend all of their time swimming in place. Now, I would say that potentially I'm the cause of this problem. But it is hard to tell with the game dying in the way that it is. I mean, it's not too bad. There are 4,000 people in our park, with a nearly infinite turnover rate of those people. And after all, we can only fit 700 people inside of the pool, so maybe we actually could do with expanding it. Is it possible for me to just duplicate the mega pool? Okay, this is definitely going to crash the game if anything does. Let's drop down a save, pause the game, click the mega pool, click duplicate. Okay, now, there is no frames technically moving, but my mouse still functions, so that's good. I'm just going to keep it still right here, and we might be able to place down the mega pool. Oh my goodness, this game is really dying. The textures are breaking down. It is functioning still though. There is also just an absolute clog of people stuck in the middle of the map, unable to get around, but that's completely fine. I don't mind. Okay, right, we have ended day 3, and upon ending it, we've been given our profit statistics. Apparently we made $83,000 in profit, which I think is exactly what we made on the first day. This graph is broken. Something I've discovered that is going to make us a lot of money is the fact that we can actually choose to close our park. Now, closing our park doesn't upset anyone. I don't understand why, but even if you'd just entered the park and you've been told to leave, you are actually leaving without any negative thoughts. Now, this has an interesting unintended side effect. Because there is a cap on the amount of guests you can have in a park, and that cap for us sits around about 4,000 to 5,000, we actually enter into a situation where it is most economically viable to kick people out of our park. Because upon entering, people spend $80 each on a pool pass, but then once they're here, they don't really spend any more money. Yes, maybe they might spend $200 on a ride, maybe we make a couple more dollars off of food, but overall, they'll walk around the park, maybe get dehydrated and even a little upset. In comparison, if we open the park up to new guests, which is what we'll do right now, you will notice hundreds and hundreds of people will now start arriving, and each and every one of them will buy the pool pass, meaning we will start making thousands and thousands and thousands of money. Any of the guests who were in the park, well, we've told them to leave, and so that's exactly what they're going to start doing. Meanwhile, because the game wants us to have 4,000 people in our park, it will immediately cycle them out and spawn in a new happy family ready to spend $400 on a pool pass. So yes, even though my frames are dying, this is going to be the most opportune way of making cash. And as you can already see, our park rating has not only gone up thanks to this strategy, we're making a lot of money very quickly. So yes, we've had all of these people enter the park and pay a huge amount of money. We're up to 3,800 guests. And so yes, just about 1 hour after the park opening, we're going to close the park. There we go. Look at all these people who just entered. They are now immediately having to leave. They didn't even get any time in the pool, but they don't care. 5 stars of rating, maximum park reputation. Yeah, I don't quite understand how the park reputation could be cheesed this hard, but it can. Anyway, we can now reopen the park and income new people. All of these people are very content and happy, but oh, they've started entering the park. They've started getting some negative experiences. And so yeah, we can do the right thing and fix that rating by just booting them all from the park. There we go. Out you go. Anyway, let's open back up again. Get some fresh bodies in to replace. Lovely jubbly. And we now have $750,000 in the bank account, which is pretty jazzy indeed. Well, I think as soon as we get this path built, whilst the game lags it into existence, we should be about to cross into the 1 million mark. So we now have a double-sized park entrance, and I'm hoping that that should actually allow us to increase the throughput. And as you can see, yep, $1,040,000 in the bank. Very nice. Look at everyone go as they materialize in and out of existence. Fantastic. Right, I'm going to continue this process even further until I can make even more money. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the FPS might be low, but my profit margins are indeed high. Things are looking very good in the park as we near the 1.5 million mark. That is ultimately going to be my goal today. After all, the best park we saw uploaded by other creators was worth only 500,000. This means that I am 3 times as good as every other person who has ever played this game, and I beat it using a single oversized swimming pool. Your guests don't need a varied experience of rides. They don't need anything. All they need is one pool. You will never be able to understand this park. You will never be able to understand its profit margins. And yet today, on day 3, we've managed to make the most absurd creation actually viable. There we go. $1.5 million. This is fantastic. Wow, what an incredible park that Valefisk Aqua has become. Truly something glorious. Taking over just this tiny footprint of space, we've managed to fit in 5,000 guests and make a 5-star luxury park. I'm going to upload my lovely changes to the server, and now we should be able to see if my park is worthy of the challenge. There we go. It has been published. Let us see how we do in terms of the challenges. Yes, we are in the lead. Fantastic. Yes, this is it. Look at this park created by Simularis. Yes, look, it's a nice looking park with roller coasters and the like, and oh, a bunch of scenery. How boring. Valefisk Aqua is the min-max's dream, the ultimate theme park. And so yes, we've broken the game and proven just how overpowered my ideas are. But what if we were to take this even further? What if we were to remove the guests' access to any attraction? After all, they're currently paying $80 each to go inside of one swimming pool. How much would they pay to have access to nothing? Well, that's what we're about to find out, because I'm going to delete the Mega Pool 5000. And there we go, ladies and gentlemen. The entirety of this pool has now been removed from the face of this planet. There is no Mega Pool 5000. There is no longer access to any form of attraction. I've seemingly trapped hundreds beneath the dirt to die and to slowly be crushed to death. Anyway, we need to prove if people are actually still going to pay money for this. So the best way to do that is to close the park and then see if new people will actually arrive.
1 eternity later.
Right, hello ladies and gentlemen. We are at the end of day 4 and I've completely removed all access to the attractions. I've also increased the price of all toilets to $20, excluding this one toilet at the top of the flight of stairs, which shall be free to access. So of course, if you're desperate for the loo but you can't afford it, well then after just a quick Mount Kilimanjaro, you should be able to spend a penny. Anyway, you'll notice that despite the fact that my park has been closed for half a day, there are still 186 people in the park. That is because no matter what I do, these people just don't leave. They're completely bugged out. I can kick them out of the park, even force them to leave, and they'll just come back in. And when they come back in, they're sad and miserable because they can't be entertained anymore, and they're incredibly tired and for some reason have forgotten how to use benches. So yeah, I can't get rid of them out of my park, and the problem with them floating around is that they're lowering my park reputation. So we need to increase this reputation, and the best way to do that is to increase the average experience of your guests. Now, as new people arrive, their experiences are maxed out, so we open up the park to new people and you'll notice that the number down here goes up. We can then close it immediately and it's up to 3.7, but then we open it back up again. And look at this, the number keeps on rising. Now, one thing we want to see is if we can make money without any facilities. And oh yes, for this family of 4 here, they have walked into the park and fallen for my trap card. They have just spent $246 to gain entry to Phalax Aqua. They have gained entry to absolutely nothing. But at this point, they don't have a choice in the matter. They think that this place is amazing. And would you look at that? Our average park rating is up to 4.9, ladies and gentlemen, as we are raking in thousands of dollars as we speak. This is absurd, ladies and gentlemen. In Planet Coaster 2, you simply don't need any coasters or attractions at all. They are completely wasted and not needed. Heck, we don't even need any of these facilities. We already have 5 stars. That's all anyone wanted. We have pushed this game to an extreme. Maybe we should let people know that they're actually walking into hell. How can I make this environment even worse? I know, we can add fire. Yes, a bit of fire should do the trick. So yes, I'm just going to put down some flames to hopefully warm up our park goers. I mean, the sun's setting, so it must be getting a bit cooler. So yeah, I think we could really do with just crispifying up our guests a bit. Right, well, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. I think I've made all of the improvements I need to, so we should probably rename this park. And there we go, that should do nicely. It's autumn, so that means roasting marshmallows on the bonfire. Unfortunately, I seem to have run out of marshmallows, but you, sir, you look quite marshmallowy. I think you'll do nicely. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I have created something wonderful. The greatest theme park the world has ever known. People are paying me hundreds and thousands of dollars to walk around an empty field and be set on fire. I have done it. I have become the conqueror of worlds. Why does this even work? Why do the developers let me do this? I have absolutely no idea. And why are the children laughing? They should be screaming. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching today's video. Make sure to give it a like. If you don't, we'll be sending one of our very own theme park flamethrowers to your location, and you won't be able to dodge it. My oh my, this game is broken. If you enjoyed what you saw, then make sure to give it a like, and if you want to see me play more of this game, then let me know in the comment section. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see each and every one of you in the next one. Have a lovely day, and goodbye for now.